Hi guys, welcome to my channel or welcome back. So, yesterday Purple Kiss released their new comeback, Nerdy, which is a total bop. I love it, I am obsessed. But in this video, I'm not gonna talk about the song in itself, and I'm not gonna review the album as I did in my previous videos. Today, I wanna complain, okay? Not really, but I was actually preparing another video about Purple Kiss and another group. Spoiler. But then Nerdy came out and I felt the need to get something off my chest. So stay tuned for that other video, which at this point is gonna come out after my July review. So let me start my monologue by saying that I semi-stan Purple Kiss. And with that I mean that I really like the group. I like the majority of their releases, I am intrigued by them, I follow their schedule, etc. But there are some buts, aka some things that bother me which prevent me from standing them completely. And boy, I have a lot of groups like that. I can't wait to do a stan list video so that I can talk about it for hours. Anyway, back to Purple Kiss. In this video, I'm gonna recap every release they had so far, and in the end, I'm gonna explain my overall issue. So, stay with me. So, starting with Ponzona. In my first video ever on this channel, I talked about my favorite debut of all time, and Ponzona was definitely one of them. I am obsessed with that song, like seriously, musically wise, that song is just perfect for me. And it had that dark vibe, which is for sure Purple Kiss' signature vibe. There wasn't really a story about it, which was weird and a little bit disappointing if I have to be honest, because the song screamed witches vibe all over the place, and yes, that's the concept they went for recently, and we'll get to that in a minute. Ponzona was, on the other hand, more like a girl crush song in which they declare that they are on top and that the whole world is gonna be addicted to their songs, which is true, by all means. Moving on, we have Zombie. So, for me, Zombie was, how can I put this, a big disappointment. Yes, it was. I am sorry. I know the majority of people seem to prefer Zombie over Ponzona, which is something that I don't get and never will. But I just don't like the song, especially the chorus. The zombie, be, is very underwhelming for me. I am sorry, but it is. However, the styling and the envy of this song were chef's kiss. And also the whole vibe and concept was really intriguing, which was this dark comedy, creepy fun vibe, which suited them really well. I feel like they could have created a slight more complex story with this one, like a little further that zombie invasion thing. For example, by having story film before the release, like with Eminem and Nerdy, but we'll get to that too. Then we got Eminem, which was Purple Kiss being experimental, like basically every 4th-gen group nowadays. And you know what? I like the song. I found Eminem to be a really interesting song, still having this creepy sound that we can grasp also from the choreo, which was really cool and unique. But the thing that I want to focus on are the story film that they started doing with Eminem and the whole being a witch concept. The story film was so beautifully done, the edit, the aesthetic, Goeun narrating voice was everything, and the explanation of the daily life of a witch and the 7 steps to get in someone's head was honestly everything. The fact that they eat sweet purple food and after dinner they do that weird sound with the magnifying glass in front of their mouth, like, who came up with this? Genius. I feel like the song could have been more connected to the story, but after rewatching both the story film and the MV and reading the lyrics translation, I can see their connection. The whole Eminem MV is the witches being inside Sia's head, the one that was interviewing Goeun in the story film, and this also connects the concept of their music being stuck in someone's head. So I appreciated the uniqueness of the concept more with time, but at first I felt like the song was not that connected to the story movie, and I probably wish that the MV would have kept that aesthetic and plot of the story film. Like maybe the lyrics could have talked about the weird stuff that witches do in their daily life, or the things that they do to humans, stuff like that. Finally, we got Nerdy. I repeat, musically wise, this is their best comeback for sure for me. Not their best title track, because it cannot top Ponzona and probably nothing ever will. I made peace with that a long time ago. But yeah, the song slayed. And again, we got the story films like with Eminem of them being witches again, but this time, after meeting some really weird and freaky people, they decided to not hide anymore since they realized that the world is full of marginalized people like them and they can all be weirdos together, which is a really nice concept. This whole witches not being evil but just weird and marginalized like a lot of normal people. It is definitely interesting, and this time the plot is actually shown in the MV, contrary to Eminem, since the characters of the story film appear in the MV as well. The story films were again really well done, and the dinner table scene had the same aesthetic of the Eminem story film, but I feel like it wasn't intriguing and unique as the Eminem story films, even though I love the part where Yuki walks alone in the hallway and stare at the photos of who I think are her parents, which probably died a long time ago, and she and Goeun softly smile to each other. That was really touching, and it has the material to develop into a full series in my opinion. Anyway, I want to underline the fact that with this release we are back with the dark comedy theme of Zombie, 2 releases later. Now, let's do the sums, shall we? We have 4 songs, because I am not considering My My, which was a special release, I guess, and was not even promoted, so yeah. 4 songs, all of them with a completely different sound from one another. A witch concept which started with their second comeback and that we have again with their third comeback. But the first song of the witch series, Eminem being Girl Crush as Ponzona, because I am sorry but that's what it was. Even if it was connected to the concept of witches that go in people's head, that's what it was. Plain and simple. And the second witch song, Nerdy, having a dark horror comedy theme as Zombie, which was their first comeback. Do you see my confusion? Do you get what I'm saying? Like, okay, there are some people that say that even if these 4 songs are completely different from each other, they still have that unique sound that is Purple Kiss' signature sound. And in a way, yes, that's true, because what these 4 songs have in common? A creepy vibe. So if that's what we mean with signature sound, then yes. But for me, that is not a sound, that's a vibe, which is quite different. I don't really see a thing in common in these 4 different sounds, so no, unfortunately, I don't think that they established a signature sound. I think they are getting there, but not quite still. They are probably establishing their concept, which is this dark, quirky comedy, and again, I am all here for it, because I feel like it's the concept for them. Plus, it's very unique. But, I feel frustrated sometimes when I think about Purple Kiss releases, because I don't feel there is a cohesion. It's like the first release has the same concept of the third one, and the second of the fourth one, but the storyline involves only the third and the fourth one, which is something I realized when I was editing this video. And in all of this, the songs are all completely different, which, again, I get the versatility and I appreciate it, but yeah, I would like a little bit more consistency. And please don't be mistaken, when I say this, I don't mean that every release has to have the same concept or, God forbid, the same sound. And I know it is a sensitive topic in K-pop, like when a group puts out the same concept over and over, people complain. And when they suddenly drop it and change it, people complain again. So, yeah. I get it, but just to give examples, IVE has 2 releases and they are 2 different songs with 2 different concepts, but you can clearly say that they are from the same group because they established their sound, this dreamy sound, and I'm sure they are gonna do the same with their August comeback. Let's see how this prediction goes. Anyway, speaking about consistent storyline from the beginning, I don't want to mention aespa because that's different. SM created a whole universe for their concept, so I don't really want to drag them into this stream of consciousness that I'm having right now. But like Pixie, for example. They are fairies who lost their wings for the curse of a witch, and there is a whole storyline behind it that they explain in every story clip before a comeback. And in every song, the lyrics talk about this plot, And also their sound is really creepy and dark sound is consistent in all the releases from day one. Well, actually, all of this magically disappeared with the villain comeback, but this is a topic for another day. I don't mean to draw comparisons, okay? I don't even stand these 2 groups I mentioned, or should I say, not yet. But I mean, it's not to drag Purple Kiss down and glorify another groups. That is not what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say is that I feel like Purple Kiss are super, super talented and a really interesting and cool group with a unique vibe and potentially a unique concept. But yeah, these all look too confusionary for me. I get that they are a rookie group and so they have to experiment in order to establish their sound and concept, but I don't know, this is a little bit too much. It is probably also the order of releases which is a problem, because since we just established that both Ponzona and Eminem are girl crush concepts and Zombie and Nerdy both dark comedy concept, if they would have released Eminem after Ponzona and then Zombie and then Nerdy, maybe it would all have had much more sense. And also they should have debuted with the whole witches storyline, because the story films are so well done and intriguing that they could be a whole movie or series, like for real. And plus, if they would have went for this concept from the beginning, it would have been more realistic. Like, not really realistic, but I mean, I feel that the group would have been a more strong identity. Do you get what I'm saying? And the story could have been a little bit more complex too, like, who are these witches, how they were created, they were cursed by someone. Like, I feel that in the story film for Nerdy, they got into the emotional part of being a witch, that you are marginalized and lonely, but that you're not necessarily evil. While in the story film for Eminem, they were weird and bad, and they paralyzed people to get in their heads. So yeah, I feel like it would have been better to debut with this storyline in a more mindful way, like starting from the origin and then showing that witches have emotions too. All of this while having a more consistent sound, maintaining this whole dark, creepy vibe, like doing more girl crush songs while being evil witches in Ponzona and Eminem eras, and then more horror comedy when you realize that they are just quirky weirdos in Zombie and Nerdy. Like, in Zombie, a cool storyline would have been, yes, the zombie invasion, but for example, the witches could have used their power to defeat them and save humanity so that everyone realized that they are not that evil and that they just feel lonely. Oh my god, that would have been perfect. Am I a genius? Okay, RBW, hire me right now. Jokes aside, this concludes our video. I hope this whole rambling for 10 minutes made sense, because this video was kind of improvised and is late and I worked all day and I'm gonna work all day tomorrow, but I mean, sleep is overrated, right? Right. Anyway, I just wanted to voice my thoughts and ideas regarding Purple Kiss, which, by the way, are so freaking talented, we stan. So nothing of the things I said is a huge problem for me, just something I wish they would have done. But again, only my thoughts and personal preference here, so not hating at all. In fact, I am so happy that Nerdy just came out just 3 months after Eminem era, and I can't wait for the start of promotions. I really hope they get their first win, because they truly deserve it. I will talk in more detail about Nerdy in my July review, so stay tuned. Okay guys, this is all for today. See ya very soon. Bye!